لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
Dearest viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuhu. I welcome you once again to another edition of Misconceptions Removed, a program we believe will have a positive impact on your understanding of Islam. I am Wanika Said, your host, and today, by the grace of Allah, we're going to be looking at the misconceptions surrounding the birth of Jesus والسلام, or Isa والسلام, and other misconceptions surrounding his life story. I'm with Sheikh Adam Hamid Sembajwe, the National Tabligh Secretary, Ahmadiyya Muslim Association Uganda, to take us through the nooks and crannies of this subject. You're most welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it is also a pleasure to have you on this program. Sheikh Adam Hamid, I would like us to begin with the allegation leveled by the Jews against Jesus Christ ﷺ. They do say he is an illegitimate child because his mother is believed to have conceived without a man touching her. And to them, that proves, or that proved, that he is indeed an illegitimate child. And as far as we know, this is a prophet of God. Such a statement to be made about him, to me, is a complete blasphemy. What is your take on that?
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. First and foremost, as far as we Muslims are concerned, we believe that Jesus Christ was a holy prophet of God the Almighty.
True.
And her mother was a pious and chaste lady.
True.
It's very unfortunate that maybe because some people did not understand some issues, they level very serious allegations against the person of Jesus Christ and the respectable mother. Islam has come out to clear all prophets of such false allegations.
True.
And today we're here to discuss those false allegations leveled against one, the mother of Jesus Christ, that is Mary, and Jesus Christ himself. The one very serious allegation is what you have alluded to, that because they don't see the father of Jesus, so they think that Jesus was born from an adulterous relationship, which falsely as alleged that Mary had an illegitimate child, which is very false. And it's false on a number of counts. One, according to the Holy Quran, it clears Mary first and foremost of any such acts. I will read to you at least 2 verses from the Holy Quran. The first verse I would like to read is from chapter 5 of the Holy Quran, where Allah the Almighty says in Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 76, Allah the Almighty talking about this respectable lady says in chapter 5, verse 76, he says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ما المسيح ابن مريم إلا رسول قد خلت من قبله الرسل وأمه صديقة. That the lady Maryam was a truthful woman. So it clears Hazrat Maryam of any such wrongdoing. Secondly, then there is also another verse in chapter 3 of the Holy Quran, again about Madam Maryam, the respectable mother of Jesus Christ, in chapter 3, that is Surah Al-Imran, verse 43, when it says, وإذ قالت أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ قالت الملائكة يا مريم إن الله استفاك وطهرك واصطفاك على النساء العالمين. It says, and remember when the angel said, O Maryam, Allah has chosen thee and purified thee and chosen thee above all women of the time. Ya Maryam kunit li rabbik wasjud waruk'i ma'ar raqi'in. O Mary, be obedient to thy Lord and prostrate thyself and worship one God with those who worship Allah. These two verses show that Madame Mary, was a righteous lady. She conceived without being touched by any man. That is not out of the, it may be out of the ordinary.
By then.
But yes, but scientifically and medically speaking, it can happen. And it did, that's what really happened.
Okay.
That though she did not conceive by way of associating with any man, but she did not perform any adulterous act. So the birth of Jesus Christ was okay, was fine. It wasn't, it is falsely alleged that he was an illegitimate child, which is not the case whatsoever.
All right.
And when we read the Holy Quran, we see that Allah the Almighty had told Mary that he was going to bear a child. And there were reasons why that child did not have any male issue, because the reason was that the Jews had misbehaved and had been behaved very badly with all the past prophets, and Allah the Almighty was going to bring an end to the prophetic line of prophets who were appearing among the Israelis. That is why none of them had the respect to bear, to be a father to a prophet of God the Almighty. So that lineage was coming to an end. That is the reason why there was no Jewish father to Prophet Isa. But otherwise, he was a respectable prophet of God, and the mother was a righteous lady who bore that respectable prophet, Isa ibn Maryam.
Well, explanation. Let me also again refer to another allegation. We are often told that the birth of Jesus Christ, alayhi salatu wasalam, took place on the 25th of December. I do not know the year, but it happened in December. But when you read the Holy Quran, we are told that during her time of experiencing labor pains, she was instructed to go near a dead tree and shake it in order to get something to eat. I do not want to allege, but I simply want to inquire. Do dates get ripened in December or not?
It's popularly known that Christmas, which people think that is the birthday of Jesus Christ, falls on the 25th of December. And it's popularly celebrated all over the world.
It is.
And people, without examining it, think that that is the day when Jesus was born, 25th of December. Unfortunately for them, if you carefully read the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran, you will not reach to that conclusion for two reasons. One, in the Holy Quran, it is clearly written that while Maryam was experiencing labor pains, Allah the Almighty revealed to her to shake the palm tree to eat dates from it.
Okay.
And it's well known that dates in that part of the world don't blossom in the December.
It is another
in that
month.
winter period.
Okay.
It's supposed to be in summer. Secondly, again, when we go to the Bible, then again you see that when Maryam was about to deliver Jesus, they were outside. They were outside, not inside the house. And they were rearing their goats, looking after their sheep when they are outside. December, in that part of the Middle East, is a period of extreme winter, coldness. It's impossible for a lady who is experiencing birth pains to be outside at that time. It means the time when the sheep and the lady herself could be outside must have been summer. So you would see that the conclusion we derive from the Holy Quran, and the conclusion also we derive from the Holy Bible, both point to a period of summer, not of winter. So the date of 25th December must have been wrongly chosen.
a question then arises. If both holy books, the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran, speak of the birth of Jesus, and when you match the two explanations that they all point to a summer season, then where did this 25th December come from?
First thing, according to us as Muslims, the day one is born is not as important as the character of that person.
True.
So we don't bear much significance to when he was born. We don't think that a day on which someone is born, it carries any weight in anybody's lifetime. But anyway, if we try to press the issue forward, when was he born? All we can see is that the people who say that he was born on the 25th of December, we know that at that time, when Christianity was massively accepted by all, unfortunately, it was negatively influenced by some pagan practices. And we know that around the 25th of December, they were celebrating the birth of some Greek idols. Those were pagan practices which influenced the Christians also to say that Jesus was born on the 25th of December, whereas the facts in the Holy Quran, the facts in the Holy Bible don't agree to that. So it's very much possible that maybe people thought that when they are celebrating the so-called birth of those goddesses or those false gods, 25th December, so if we choose the same date for celebrating the birth of Jesus, so all of them also will be able to follow suit, because it will be the same celebration, no change of dates, so it will be easy for the pagans, the idolaters, to follow us and in our celebrations. Probably that might have been the misconception how the 25th of December was chosen, but otherwise the internal evidence in the Holy Quran, the internal evidence in the Holy Bible point to a summer period.
Oh, wow. Well, those of you who are watching, the program is Misconceptions Removed. Today we are looking at the misconceptions surrounding the birth of Jesus Christ, Islam, and then the misconceptions surrounding his life story. I'm with Sheikh Adam Hamid Sembajwe, the National Public Secretary, Ahmadiyya Muslim Association, Uganda. Remember, if you have any question, thought, or observation, the email address is africa@mta.tv. Sheikh Adam Hamid.
Yes, please.
As we go further, many things are said about Jesus Christ. We are told that he was an extra child right from his birth, as you have explained, and he bore some other extraordinary qualities which are not commonly seen in other children. And one of them is that he was in position to speak while in the cradle. If he did so, was that a miracle, or he was simply an extraordinary child? How do you explain that?
Yes, about Jesus Christ, it is written in the Holy Quran that he spoke in a cradle and wakahlan at a later age of life.
True.
Two things we should be careful about. People misconceived, misunderstood the Arabic idiom of saying that he spoke in a cradle. It is an idiom, it is a way of speaking in Arabic and so many other languages, even in Africa here, that somebody who speaks things which happen to be, or seemingly, they should have been said by somebody who is much older, who is not as much experienced. People refer to him that you are just a child of yesterday. You shouldn't speak about this. Or sometimes people use such language to refer to a person who they think is very young in knowledge. But otherwise, this verse, which talks about Jesus having spoken in a cradle, doesn't mean that Jesus spoke as an infant, that he was a child of a year or two and he spoke and he started speaking. No, all it means is that in his early times of his prophethood, he spoke words which they did not expect. He was explaining the Torah in ways they did not expect that he has such knowledge.
Okay.
That is all what they wanted. That is all what it meant. But it does not mean in any way that Jesus was speaking as a child. It can also mean that at a very young age, Jesus was speaking words of wisdom. But when I say young age, I don't mean as an infant. No, somebody can be maybe around 18, 20, and is speaking words of more wisdom. But the most important way to understand what the Quran means is that when we read the Holy Bible, we see that Jesus and his mother, in fact, the mother took Jesus to Egypt, right? When he was young.
Yes.
And then he returned later. And when he came back after the death of King Herod, when he returned, when the mother and the child returned, at that time, Jesus was old enough, he was a prophet, and at that time, he was speaking words of wisdom. But finally, the biggest, the best we can see out of this, how do we understand? What does it mean? That Jesus, did he speak when he was in a cradle? Did he speak as an infant or not? We go to read to the Holy Quran, in the Holy Quran and see the words which Jesus is said to have spoken at that time.
When he was in the cradle.
When he was in the cradle. Those words, when we read them, then we'll understand that was he an infant or was he a grown-up person. We go to Surah Maryam, that is chapter 19 of the Holy Quran. Chapter 19 of the Holy Quran, we read from verse 31. قال إني عبد الله آتاني الكتاب وجعلني نبيا وجعلني مباركا أينما كنت وأوصاني بالصلاة والزكاة ما دمت حيا وبرا بوالدتي ولم يجعلني جبارا شقيا وسلام علي يوم ولدت ويوم أموت ويوم أبعث حيا. It says, and he has made me. These are the words which Jesus spoke.
Okay.
He says, Jesus said, I am a servant of Allah. He has given me a book and has made me a prophet. And he has made me blessed wherever I may be and has enjoined upon me prayer and almsgiving so long as I live. And he has made me dutiful towards my mother and has not made me arrogant and graceful. And peace was on me the day I was born, and peace will be on me the day I shall die, and the day I shall be raised up to life again. Now, carefully, listen to these words when he said, verse 31, Jesus said, I am a servant of Allah. He has given me the book. By the time he spoke, he had already had the book, the Injil. Now, a child of 1 year or a few months, had he received the book?
It is impossible.
And he has made me a prophet. It means by the time Jesus spoke,
he was a grown-up person.
He was a grown-up, he was a prophet. And a prophet, we know that he must have been at least 35, 40 years old. So these words which he spoke there point and show us that Jesus Christ, by the time he spoke these words, which are said that he has spoken them in a cradle, he was already a prophet who had already received revelations from God in form of a book, of a revealed book.
All right.
So he was a grown-up person.
What is surprising me, the notion that Jesus Christ spoke when he was still in the cradle is subscribed to by both Muslims and the non-Muslims. Surprisingly, you are reading the Holy Quran, differing from that interpretation. Why your interpretation different from your friends?
No, we are just blessed in two ways. More importantly, because we are followers of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as Ahmadi Muslims.
Okay.
And the Holy Prophet, his message and whatever he taught, especially in the Holy Quran, was revealed to him to put straight such records which had been wrongly misunderstood before. So it is the Holy Quran which is correcting all the so-called teachings, false teachings, which people had mistakenly misunderstood. And secondly, we have believed in the Imam of the age, that is Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, the reformer of the age. He came to reform whatever wrong Muslims had adopted in their teachings. So this is another misunderstanding held by Muslims and Christians, thinking that Jesus spoke when he was in a cradle. So the Holy Quran is correcting it.
All right. Sheikh Adam Hamid, again, let us look at another allegation. One of the allegations raised probably by non-Muslims, it is that Elon is believed to have lived 1,300 years in the past before the birth of Jesus Christ, or before Maryam ﷺ existed. But the Holy Quran calls Elon, or refers to Elon as the sister of Maryam. Christians say that is a lie. It is impossible for one who lived 1,300 years in the past to say that he was a brother or a sister to this one who is living later. How do you explain that?
Yes, it's true that the Holy Quran refers to Hazrat Maryam, the blessed mother of Jesus Christ, Mary, as a sister to Harun or to Harun. And some people wrongly think that the Holy Quran is making a mispresentation, a fact which is historically well known, that Harun, Prophet Harun, had lived hundreds of years before Maryam and Jesus.
Okay.
So what is it meant when it is said, when the Holy Quran refers to Maryam as a sister to Harun? All it means is we should well understand, and it's well documented, well written about, that among the Jews, the priests are referred to as brothers and sisters of Harun.
Okay.
The priests among the Jews
Yes.
are referred. Why? Those who are priests among the Jews understand that Moses was the prophet who brought the teaching and the Torah to the Jews. So Harun was a priest in that in that following. So he was the first priest among the Jews. That's what they believe in him to have been.
Yes.
That he was the first believer and the first priest as a follower to Moses, alayhi salatu wassalam. So when the Holy Quran refers to Mary as a sister of Harun, it doesn't mean that they were biologically related. No, spiritually, as far as priesthood is concerned. Remember, again in the Holy Quran, referring to Mary, and I'm surprised that people level all false accusations about Mary, but the Holy Quran came to cleanse all those false allegations against Mary. The Holy Quran talks about the mother of Mary praying to Allah the Almighty and dedicated the child, Maryam, even before her birth, dedicating her to be to serve God the Almighty all her life. And that is why she even gave in Mary to be looked after by the priests. And that is how Mary joined the priestly class among the Jews.
All right.
So Mary, having joined the priestly class, she became, spiritually speaking, in the lineage of Harun. So it is a spiritual expression of the belonging of Mary to the priestly class among the Jews.
Wow, well explained. Dearest viewers, if you're still watching, I told you this is Misconceptions Removed, and we are looking at the misconceptions surrounding the life story of Jesus Christ. I did ask the guest taking us through this subject today that why is his interpretation of the Holy Quran different? And he gave his reasons. Now, as we almost come to the end of this program, Sheikh Adam Hamid, you rightly said here that Jesus Christ did not speak when he was in the cradle. Rather, it was an idiomatic expression which people never understood. But again, there is a verse in the Holy Quran which says that Allah, when Allah wants something to be, he simply commands it to be, and it happens then and then. Kun fayakun. Now, when you say that Jesus Christ did not speak in the cradle, are you refuting the power of this verse?
Definitely not. In fact, for the betterment of our viewers, I think I better read the verse from the Holy Quran itself, The verse is in chapter 2, that is Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 118, where Allah the Almighty says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بديع السماوات والأرض وإذا قضى أمرا فإنما يقول له كن فيكون. That He is the originator, meaning Allah the Almighty. He is the originator of the heavens and the earth. When He decrees a thing, He only says to it, be, and it is. Again, people misunderstand this verse. People think that Allah just speaks and things just happen in a magical way. But let us see what is the practical way Allah does things.
All right.
When we look, when we see if Allah wishes somebody to have a son, there is a process. All this verse says is that there will be a process. The process starts. The process kicks off. If the president came of any country, say in our country, Uganda, if the president came to any part of the country and he says, I have given you a road here, or I have given you water here. Water doesn't just appear like this. No. The process of constructing that road starts. They discuss it, they put a budget aside, they get people to come and make measurements and this, and so many things happen. Exactly that is what happened.
All right.
It's not magical. But when Allah says that this will happen, the process for it happening starts playing, starts happening.
Thank you very much, Sheikh Adam Hamid, for that wonderful submission. Dear viewers, I think you have clearly understood that. When we say kun fayakun, it is a process to begin, not just an event. This marks the end of today's program. We thank you very much for the courtesy of your listenership. Please stay tuned in for more other faith-inspiring programs coming up next. Remember, the email address is africa@mtaa.tv if you have any question, thought, or observation. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله